Good day, everyone. Today, I'm going to be speaking about quite a touchy topic for me and for almost every female, maybe male in this room. Today, I'm going to be speaking about weight and body image. To start with, the placement of the mic does not help this because now I look like I have a belly, but we're going to move past that. So we're going to go back 21 years ago. I wanted to be younger, but okay. I was born and I was a healthy child, 3.5 kilos, a chubby kind. And my whole life, I thought that, weight wasn't really an issue. I grew up healthy, I ate healthy, and I was normal. I never really thought that the scale was really anything. At about 12 years old, I joined the national team for cricket. I played 4 years professionally. So we used to train twice a day, from 5 in the morning till 7, and from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. We trained like animals, literal animals. So we ate like animals, because it's the only thing that makes sense. Your body is letting out energy, and you need energy. So for like 4 or 5 years, I played a lot of cricket, and I was okay. I had muscle where I was supposed to, I had very little body fat, and I was athletic. And you know what's the thing about being an athlete? You have a different kind of mindset. You don't think about what everybody else thinks about. You think about how you want to improve your body so you can give in more in your sport. That's what you think about. And the good part about this, it makes you perfectly normal. It makes you right. It doesn't make you think about all those other things that have the negative effects on you. In 2011, I dislocated my shoulder, my right shoulder. And in the same year, I tore my ligaments of my right shoulder, and I had a gap between the joints. I had 3 massive injuries to my main right shoulder in 1 year, and I had to quit cricket and every other sport that I played. So here came the transition. I still ate like an animal, but I did not play like an animal anymore. So this is what happened. My metabolism rate really dropped, but my eating habits did not, because I still ate the same thing. And this is when I started to notice a change in my body. I wasn't as fit as I was, I didn't have as much stamina, and I couldn't pursue sports because I was so massively injured. I couldn't write for 6 months. Couldn't write, I was an off break, I couldn't study. It was amazing, trust me. And here's the thing. I let myself drift into the cyclone of body image that broke me inside. And this is why I have enough courage today to speak about it, because I know what it did to me. And I figured if I would have heard it out loud from somebody, maybe you won't have to go through it alone. Maybe you'll be like, okay, I'm not alone, somebody else does it, maybe it's okay to get help. Maybe it's not such a bad thing to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist if it takes, just to tell them that this is not how I used to look, what should I do? Now, my problem didn't get any easier because I was in high school. That's not a very good combination. I wasn't bullied, but there are pressures to look a certain way when you're in high school. And we had a green uniform, which was, green is an ugly color. Just let us be clear. It's a very ugly color. We had white pants. Does everybody know what white pants do to you? They make you look 10 pounds bigger. It's not even your problem at this point. So this was my school uniform, and I had to deal with it. And throughout high school, for like the remaining last 2 years, I gained weight and I couldn't play as much sports, so I was very depressed. And this is the honesty coming all out. I stopped eating. I stopped eating whatsoever. If I would eat, I would throw it all out, and I lied to my parents. If they would ask me, hey, did you eat in school today? I'd be like, yeah, I did, and only God knows I had nothing the whole day. So I became very depressed. And I started harming myself because I felt like it was my body's fault. Like, you're getting fat, and I'm not telling you to get fat, then why are you getting fat? But here's the thing. I wasn't getting fat. I was gaining fat, and I was becoming overweight. But fat isn't a term that you use to describe yourself. Fat is something inside your body. It's a quantity that can't be measured. And when you look at the scale and you're like 80 kilos, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fat. No, you're not. That's your body mass. That's water. That's muscle. That's body organs. You want to be skinny, go donate them out, but that's not how things work. Things work in a much more logical sense, I would say. I didn't have that logic. So I really, really pushed my body to the limit, and I got very sick. And due to that, my immunity system dropped massively, and I still suffer from that. So every now and then I have to take vitamins and I have to take iron, and I got anemic because I wouldn't eat, and that's all my fault, but now I know. And here's the worst part. People never knew I was suffering. My parents didn't know, my friends didn't know, nobody knew. Because I wore my strong suit so well that nobody could tell, because I was like, I'm not one of those people, I'm not one of those girls, to be specific, that would slip into this entire body image problem because I am so much bigger than that. But I wasn't, because it gets to every single person. It got to me, and it can get to every single person in this room. It gets to all of us, because you're constantly reminded, you see it everywhere, on TV, in the music videos, on the news, for God's sake. It's everywhere. They're always portraying perfectly shaped women, and I don't even know how they do it. Because even when I was an athlete with almost 4 to 5% of only body fat, I did not look like that. But the only difference is I was satisfied because I was healthy. And now I'm not. Because I don't look like... I'm so sorry, but I don't look like the Russian girls in school anymore because they're so slim and I can't help it. And I'm working, I do. But God, you people make my life so hard, but not anymore. Because now I've friended some of them, and I know that even with those perfect bodies, they are insecure. So I'm not alone. I thank God I'm not alone. Here's the conclusion I've reached after speaking to a dozen people. There is not a single woman, and I'm only focusing on women, not because it does not affect men, but because it touches us more, it gets us deeper. There is not a single woman that I have met that is 100% completely satisfied or content with her body. I made short videos of some of my friends who actually allowed me to, after convincing them and brainwashing them. I didn't have to bribe anyone. And here's the thing, I wasn't intending to show these videos, I wanted to know how they think. And we were about 7 of us, and all of them were very beautiful to me. I compared myself with all of them because I thought they were amazing. And each and every one of them didn't like something. Her height, her nose, maybe her tummy, because we all don't like our tummies, and now I don't like mine. But this is the thing. And she was like, I wish I had her nose, after we all watched the videos. I wish I had her nose. And then I'm like, I hate my nose. And then she's like, I wish I had her legs, and I wish, and I wish. So it gets me thinking, why? How did we even get here? Why did we start wishing to have someone else's nose, and someone else's legs, and someone else's hair? It's because we've been seeing it all our lives. We've been seeing what the media portrays as beautiful. We all watch Victoria's Secret runway shows, or all those shows that America keeps coming up with, and not just the US, every other country. Apparently they have them in all languages, in all countries. And those people are so slim, it makes me think they feed on air. Because good God, if I live on water, water probably has calories. This is how the things are. And these women are so perfectly symmetrical, and the camera never has a bad angle of them. And I look like an ogre in my pictures, that's why I hate them. And I'm so concerned about this video right now, I wish they would show it to me before they post it. But this is the deal, this is the truth. This is the truth with no filter. I'm not ashamed anymore. I had a minor breakdown before I spoke this speech, but I was like, you know what, I am ready, because if I don't say it now, I will never say it. We're not okay. Nobody is okay. Every single day, I wake up in the morning, and like I was introduced, I like coffee, so I drink coffee. Sometimes because we are here, there isn't that much of good coffee, but I still drink coffee. And then as I'm browsing through my phone, I'm like, I like Pinterest because it has very cool stuff and vintage photographs and etc. And I'm going through my phone and I'm like, okay, what is this? There's this super fit, trained person with like massive six-packs, and she's posing them like 6 easy ways to lose belly fat. And right underneath that post, 30 minutes to make cheese balls. And I'm like, how am I supposed to present? Am I supposed to have the cheese balls? Am I supposed to do those 6 exercises to lose belly fat? I really don't get the concept. And this is not just Pinterest, it's on Facebook. People are circulating these things on WhatsApp. It's on Google, it's everywhere. It's all we see. How are we supposed to be productive when this is what we think about? How are we supposed to be inspired when this is all we think about? I can't leave my room in the morning if I figure out that my pants make me look fat. And this is why I picked a dress for this event. You can't really see anything. And I figured I'd be safe. making for quite a long time. I just fixed it up today and I was like, God, please let it fit. I tried to lose weight before the speech, but it didn't happen because I was really stressed. So I had to eat it out. But this is the thing. I don't want to have to lose weight because I feel like I don't fit. I don't want to have to lose weight because I feel like I'm not beautiful enough. And it made me think again. I think a lot, apparently. Here's the thing. Who made us hate our bodies? Who told us that being beautiful is being size 0? Who told us that only Latino curves were appreciated, or silk Brazilian hair, or flawless skin? Who taught us how to be or how to look to be considered beautiful? And let me tell you, it's the media. Because all you see in music videos are skinny models, or you see the BBW, you see the big black women. That's all you see. The people like us, people like everybody in this room, we're not there. We're not in between. We don't exist to the rest of the world. And I would think that if I'm somebody that works in the media and I'm trying to represent the world, I would take somebody from every age group, from every body type, so I could show people that everything exists. But no, it's always perfectly blonde white women with symmetrical faces and genetics, like beauty based on genetics. And you can't help that. It's not my fault my parents married each other and I didn't turn out to be blonde. Who am I supposed to sue for this? It's true. What am I supposed to do? Nothing. So I have to live with the battle inside because this is all I see. All the air hosts, people on the shows. Have you people noticed the people who work in airplanes? I honestly do not understand where they get them from. They're always like in those little skirts, or those pants, depends. If they're trying to be like unisex and they're all like, ooh, feminism. And then they're wearing those skirts and those high heels and they have those little scarves and they're always smiling and you're like, whoa, do they have bad days? Because you can't always look this good. It's just exhausting. It took me 30 minutes to put this makeup and I didn't even do it. My roommate did because I can't do it. If I put my own makeup, I'd look like a clown. I just lack the talent. So how do you expect every single girl in the entire world to have the perfect talent to do her hair, dress herself well, and put makeup perfectly? Those pictures we see of models, they have professional photographers, professional stylists, hair and makeup, and then they have lighting techniques and certain poses to make that picture look that desirable. And we don't have all that. I mean, if you open your camera and it's the front, if you open your phone and you get the front camera, you're like, who the hell is that? That's what you see. Because it's true. Nobody looks like that. And this is the worst part. I'm sorry I have to say it out loud, but nobody's going to look like that unless you go through Photoshop or plastic surgery. And here's what I told myself. Nobody has to go through such measures to look like that. Because if we were born different, then we have to be different. Think about it. If this speech was coming from a size 0 model, would you believe me? Would you think it was this acceptable? But because you can see it in me, because I can tell you the truth that you've always wanted to say, but didn't have enough courage, this is why it makes a difference. If I was super skinny, you would be like, what is wrong with that girl? What is her problems in life? But here is the breaking point. Even models are insecure. And I can't say that on their behalf because I'm not a model, but they say it in interviews and in videos. Even they are insecure. So it takes us to the major point. If everybody's insecure, who is secure? Nobody. We all have issues. As much as we don't show it, as much as we wear our strong suits, everybody has a little bit of issue. You might have this tiny little mole on your face that nobody notices but yourself in your own microscope of a mirror, and you think that it covers up your entire face, or you have one eyebrow that's always not the same, and then you're like, oh, this thing just never gets in line. Nobody notices. Nobody looks like that. Nobody looks at you to bring out every single thing that's not right. And this is what I realized. I have a friend of mine that made me watch this dumb video that told women to describe themselves, and then someone else to describe themselves, and the difference was insane. Women always describe themselves as like 5 times much more uglier than they actually appear, because we tend to focus on what we want to look like when we can never look like that. I'm not going to say that, why am I wearing makeup if I'm so confident? I'm not. But I figured my mom's going to see the speech and she should see me with a little bit of makeup so she feels that I'm a little girly these days. But that's not even the point. I put makeup on because it aids in my self-confidence. Not that I don't have self-confidence. I've been working for school for 4 months, and my boss just saw me with makeup today for the first time. She's like, wow. I can't believe you put wow. I'm like, I didn't do it. I swear. I don't have that talent. So I have a little bit of a promise that I want you all to make to yourselves, because it is important for us to understand that I swear to God, if I lose 10 kilos, nothing will change. You will look like you. I mean, if you lose 10 kilos, your hair won't turn blonde. If you lost 10 kilos, you won't grow feet tall. You just won't. You just need to focus on being healthy. When I started getting into this realization, I made myself a promise that I love ice cream like a little child. And I don't understand why. I don't get the concept. Maybe it's the sugar. I don't care. I love ice cream, and I say it out loud. If you want a favor from me, just bribe me with ice cream. I'd probably do it. And here's the thing. I promised myself one day that I will never stop eating ice cream just because I want to lose weight. Because if you stop yourself, if you stop your cravings, or if you starve yourself, as I would call it, you will end up eating a whole jug, if there is, of ice cream. And you will only do worse to yourself, because you'll be eating it while crying. You won't just be enjoying it. So what's the hurt in having a scoop, or 2, or 3? Go crazy, you know? But then go to the gym, be healthy. Let the concept of my talk today be that I don't want you guys to be fat. No, that's a very short life. Very short, like very little life expectancy. But I want you guys to be healthy, to understand that I swear, no matter how much you lose weight, you will not be happier. I thought that if I was skinny, the happiness would just rush into me and I'd be like, ooh, I'm happy, I'm skinny, what problems do I have? But it didn't work, because I was miserable. I made myself miserable. And here's the thing that I want to tell all of you. Please, before you tell yourself, I am fat, or you point out your flaws, look in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful. It will really help you. Thank you very much.